More than 7.3% of seniors in the United States have asthma, but many don't even know it until they have a dangerous asthma attack. My mom is one of them. Asthma comes from an ancient Greek word meaning panting. It's a chronic condition where the airways in the lungs become inflamed and narrowed, making it harder to move air in and out. This leads to symptoms like shortness of breath, wheezing, and coughing, especially at night or early in the morning. My mom seemed fine until she started coughing, wheezing, and then experiencing chest tightness. That's how her asthma symptoms started, but I didn't know. Like many seniors, she mistook these signs for aging. Welcome to Golden Aging Health, everyone. In today's video, I'm sharing 5 warning signs that my mom had and what I wish I'd known about them sooner. Plus, all of this information is backed up by data from the National Institute on Aging and Harvard Health, and I'll share it all in easy-to-understand language. So please tap like and subscribe and watch till the end. This could be the video that saves someone in your family. Sign number 1. Persistent cough that lingers for weeks. The first sign that something wasn't right with my mother was a persistent cough. Not loud or violent, just a dry, tickly cough that refused to go away. At first, she thought it was allergies, then postnasal drip, but it lasted for weeks, then months. What I didn't realize is that a chronic cough, especially in older adults, can be one of the first warning signs of asthma, specifically bronchial asthma, where inflammation causes the airways to become hypersensitive and irritated. According to Harvard Health, chronic cough is often underestimated in older patients. But in many cases, it's the earliest symptom of airway inflammation, especially if it gets worse at night or after exposure to cold air, strong smells, or dust. In my mom's case, she always coughed more after cleaning with bleach or walking outside on cold mornings. It turns out these were classic asthma triggers. If you, or a loved one over 60, has had a cough that's lasted longer than 8 weeks, and it seems to come and go without a clear reason, don't assume it's just aging. Talk to your doctor about asthma testing. One common test is the spirometry test, which measures airflow and lung function. Have you or someone you know dealt with a cough that just wouldn't go away? Share your story in the comments. And I'll explain more about shortness of breath and how it nearly led to my mother's emergency room visit in sign number 3. Don't miss it. Sign number 2. Chest tightness or pressure that comes and goes. It wasn't severe or painful. She described it as a pressure, like someone gently pressing on her chest, and thought it was probably just her posture or stress. It didn't happen often, but when it did, she would stop what she was doing and sit down. Many older adults dismiss this symptom, thinking it's heart-related or simply tired. But according to the American Lung Association, intermittent chest tightness is an important early symptom of asthma, especially when combined with coughing or shortness of breath. In asthma, this sensation is caused by constriction of the airways and tightening of the muscles around the bronchial tubes, a response to inflammation or environmental irritants like cold air, pollen, or even household cleaners. What puzzled my mom was that it didn't happen during strenuous activity, but rather when she was just reading, folding laundry, or relaxing. That's what fooled us. But asthma doesn't always follow the rules, especially in older adults. In fact, the National Institute on Aging warns that asthma in older adults often presents differently than it does in younger people, and can be mistaken for heart problems, anxiety, or even acid reflux. Have you ever felt a strange tightening sensation in your chest and wondered if it was something other than just getting older? I truly believe that your experience can help others find the answer. Sign number 3. Shortness of breath that comes suddenly. Remember how I said my mom's shortness of breath almost landed her in the emergency room? I'll tell you exactly what happened. It was a quiet Sunday morning. My mom was out watering the plants, like she always does. Nothing too strenuous, just a walk around the yard. But then, suddenly, she stopped, grabbed the fence and said, "I can't breathe." Her voice was shaking. Her face had lost all color. Within minutes, my family and I had rushed my mom to the emergency room. This was the moment everything became clear. Shortness of breath, especially when it comes on suddenly or while resting, is a serious warning sign. According to the Mayo Clinic, in older adults, asthma can lead to unpredictable breathing patterns. The danger is that it can mimic other problems like heart disease, Colorado PD, or anxiety, delaying a proper diagnosis. In asthma, this symptom occurs when the airways swell and narrow, restricting airflow and oxygen supply. In older adults, these attacks can come on without warning and become dangerous quickly, especially when combined with inflammation or mucus buildup. In my mom's case, the ER doctors initially thought it was her heart. Shortness of breath can be so deceptive, especially in older adults. But after running pulmonary function tests, they confirmed that her lungs weren't working properly and that it was asthma. They also used a peak expiratory flow test, a simple tool you can even use at home to monitor your lung function. If you've ever wondered whether your shortness of breath is coming from your lungs or your heart, I made another video that breaks down 5 ways to tell the difference. The video is called Shortness of Breath After 60, 5 Ways to Know if it's a lung or heart problem, and it has information and practical tips that can help you avoid a misdiagnosis. I'll link to the video below the description. Don't miss the chance to save yourself and your loved ones. Have you ever felt short of breath without doing anything too strenuous? Share your experience in the comments. It may help others spot the danger sooner. Sign number 4. Wheezing or a whistling sound while breathing. He was in the middle of a world-class soccer match, millions watching, when cameras caught him quietly using an inhaler on the sidelines. That's right. David Beckham, one of the world's top athletes, was having an asthma attack during competition. Most fans don't know he has asthma, but Beckham later revealed that he's lived with it all his life, and that it often flares up with wheezing, cold air, and exertion. It was a wake-up call for me. If someone like Beckham could hide his asthma, what about my mother? And sure enough, one of the most obvious signs I missed was the faint whistling sound she made when she breathed. Wheezing is often a sign of asthma, which is caused by tight bronchial muscles and inflammation of the airways. According to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, this narrowing creates resistance as air moves in and out, resulting in a characteristic high-pitched sound when you exhale. At first, my mother's wheezing only happened when she was lying down. Then I started hearing it after she talked for a while, laughed too loudly, or walked up the stairs. She thought it was just getting old, but it's not. Once she knew exactly what was causing it, my mom started tracking her symptoms with a peak flow meter, which helped her detect flare-ups early. Her doctor prescribed a low-dose inhaled corticosteroid for daily prevention and a rescue inhaler for sudden wheezing. But what made the biggest difference was avoiding cold air and diffusing essential oils instead of using a vaporizer. She also started sleeping with her head slightly elevated, which helped significantly. And here's the danger. Many older people don't wheeze loudly, or they attribute it to snoring or nasal congestion. That's why it's often overlooked. Have you or a loved one ever noticed wheezing like this, especially when resting or talking? I'd love to hear from you. Sign number 5. Feeling tired or weak after light activity. According to Harvard Health Publishing, feeling unusually tired or weak after light activity, especially if it happens suddenly or more frequently, can be a result of oxygen not moving efficiently through the lungs due to underlying conditions like asthma or chronic inflammation in the airways. What's happening is this. When the lungs are inflamed, as in bronchial asthma, they struggle to deliver enough oxygen to your bloodstream. So even small activities leave you drained not because your muscles are tired, but because your lungs can't keep up. This symptom is particularly dangerous because it doesn't seem urgent, but in reality, it's a sign that your lung health after 60 might be compromised. In my mother's case, this persistent fatigue was one of the earliest signs that something was wrong, months before her first noticeable asthma attack. If I had paid more attention, I might have taken action sooner. So don't be like me. Talk to your doctor if you feel more tired than usual after daily activities, especially if it's accompanied by coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath. Looking back, I wish I had recognized the signs sooner. My mother's asthma symptoms didn't come on like a storm. They came on quietly. A persistent cough, occasional chest tightness, sudden shortness of breath, mild wheezing, and a persistent fatigue that she thought was just part of aging. But asthma in older adults isn't always obvious, and if left untreated, it can lead to lung infections, dangerous asthma attacks, or even permanent damage to your airways. But you can take action now. Here are 5 science-backed steps to protect your lung health after age 60 and prevent asthma from getting worse. Get a spirometry test every year if you have any respiratory symptoms. This is a simple, non-invasive test that checks your lung function and can help detect asthma early. Avoid common triggers like cigarette smoke, air fresheners, cleaning products, and cold weather. Use unscented products and a HEPA air purifier in your home. Stay up to date on your vaccinations, especially the flu and pneumonia vaccines. Respiratory infections are a major trigger for asthma in older adults. Stay active, even if it's light exercise like walking or yoga. This helps increase lung capacity and reduce airway inflammation over time. Control any underlying medical conditions like GERD, allergies, or high blood pressure. These conditions can make asthma worse and make symptoms harder to control. With the help of a caring pulmonologist, a personalized asthma treatment plan, and a few adjustments around the house, she slowly regained control over her breathing. Today, she's doing so much better. Her energy is back, her cough is eased, and she hasn't had a serious asthma attack in over a year. She now uses a preventer inhaler daily, avoids harsh cleaning products, keeps an air purifier running, and walks every morning to support her lung health. More importantly, she knows her body and speaks up at the first sign of a flare-up. Seeing her thrive again reminds me how powerful early detection and consistent care can be, especially after 60. So, if you recognize any of the signs I've talked about today, please don't wait. You can live a full, active life with asthma, just like my mom is now. Don't stop there. Check out the Liver, Lung, and Kidney Health playlist right below the description. It's packed with simple tips to protect your organs and boost your health. Hit like this video, subscribe to Golden Aging Health, and turn on notifications. We're here to help you live healthier every day.